I am ready.
Yay! We are live.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
give everybody a hot second for their
Hello.
computers to catch up. I'm all Christmassy. I got my M&M lights on. I have like my shirt. It says, "I'm fine. Everything is fine," which is about how I feel about life.
Love it. See, my lights are on, but they like sit so high. They can't see them from where I'm sitting. But I do have pretty lights. They just,
They exist.
yeah, I'm not cool enough to
Yes.
get them on my, like, let's see. They're like up there. Way up
Yay!
Oh,
there.
nice.
But they're like where I have to sit to film. You can't see any of them. So,
Well, anyway, hi everybody. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. We're having a holiday party. We're going to have some drinks. We're going to talk romances. I was going to pick like all kinds of Christmassy books, but I was just like, like I know who I'm talking to in this party. Like, let's do romance. So I picked mainly romances. I mean, I could put like a Christmas Carol in here, but like I didn't. And also, hey, I'm not by myself. I have friends here. So why don't we just go around? Everyone can introduce. I'm pretty sure my audience already knows both of you, but just in case.
yeah. Well, I'm Jen from the Book Refuge. Happy to be back with the Naughty Librarian. This is just wonderful. Very happy to blow off some steam and talk about some hopefully steamy Christmas romances or holiday romances. Because I finally did the very last of my Christmas shopping today. It's packed. This is my last event. I literally stayed in Fargo for you, Amanda, so that we could film this tonight. No
I
joke.
love it.
I'm leaving at 8:00 in the morning tomorrow to head home. So
Oh man.
it's gonna be great.
Hello everyone. My name is Charles from the channel Books on Stereo. I'm happy to be back on Amanda's channel as well. Happy to talk about all things holiday romances because I actually have read quite a few. I've been in the mood for like the really high steam like novellas, Christmas novellas. I
Yeah.
just be eating them up like candy. But yes, I'm super excited. Got all my Christmas shopping done. And now I'm just like in a black hole where I just want to read as much as possible. But I keep on buying books because I'm like, you're going to read more before the end of the year. But I'm like, calm down. Let's actually finish some of the series that we started. But I'm happy to be here.
Yay. I'm happy to have both of you here. I'm very excited about it. So I'm gonna have some drinks. It's after 5 o'clock officially where I am. And I also have my dreaming of a wine Christmas cup. I am
Nice.
going full force Christmas party and I'm having a good time. Sorry, it's a holiday party. I don't want to be exclusionary. But yes, I'm going full force. I want to be in the spirit. And also I'm going to film a video after this that will help if I'm drunk.
All right. I like it.
Oh, is this an Anne Rice video?
It is going to be an Anne Rice video.
Okay.
So everyone here at the live show gets the pre game. Because I read Witching Hour, and dear Lord, did I hate it! I
I'm
hated it
sorry.
so much. Yikes!
I
But
got to chapter 3 and I was like, I'm done.
I was hearing some rage about it last week. It was
yeah,
great.
Yeah.
I was like, you are a saint because I wouldn't push myself through books like that. So I respect it so that we don't have to. I respect
well, I want to do the show because the show is starting on the 8th of January.
Mhm.
So I want to have some frame of reference. And then I'm like, the show is going to be absolutely nothing like the book because I looked up the casting and I'm like, oh no. Like they left out a two main characters. I'm thinking they're like combining it into a new character.
Mm.
So anyway, we're not here to talk about that, but like it is on my mind. We're here to have a holiday party, have some drinks, chit chat, hang out, talk about Christmas romances or holiday romances. We're gonna have a good time. So, should I just okay? I just have a stack of books next to me for like recommendations. But first, let's go to the comments. I've been ignoring them for a minute. Cassie, hello, how are you all the way over in Australia? Whitney, hi, thanks for coming. Hello, hello. Holiday party! Woo woo! Hi, hello. Happy
Hello.
holidays.
Oh, Well, I'm glad you're here to meet my friends.
I'm happy you came. Thank you very much. Happy holidays to you too. Last Binding 2, Afraid of Marsky is one of my 2022 romance favorites. Okay. Very cool. Love that.
All right.
Oh, Pink Moscato, go for it. You're going for the sugar drinks.
Nice.
I love that.
Yeah, I got a white Moscato, so there you go.
I have a Pinot Grigio.
I can't do anything else. I'm a weakling these days.
Yeah. Oh, and Cassie, you're on vacation, right? You were on your last day over on Monday, I believe. So, like, yeah, you're enjoying vacation. Melissa, hi, how are you? Thanks for coming and hanging out.
Hello, Melissa.
Yeah. So,
hello.
By the way, everyone always wants to know, this is a Pinot Grigio. It's from Val d'Adige. It's like the second best to Alto Adige, which is like Northern Italy. If you want to get a Pinot Grigio, get something from Alto Adige or Val d'Adige.
Love it.
I said a lot of words very fast in Italian, but it's okay.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to nod my head and act like I understood.
Yeah.
Sure.
I know Moscato.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Alto Adige is Northern Italy by like the Alps. So it's a very cool climate. It's very good for Pinot Grigio grapes.
Like it.
We're not here to talk about farming. Moving on. Hey, Whitney, I'm glad you're drinking some hot cocoa. I have not had a single cup of hot cocoa this December so far.
Well, what's your temperature over there?
That's also true.
Yeah, it is negative. It is -15 currently.
I saw that
with a real feel of negative.
You were like snowed in
36. So, yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So it's understandable when you don't want hot cocoa when
it's 66 degrees out.
Oh yeah. That'd be kind of weird if you want a hot cup of cocoa outside. You're like, it's 66.
We always have like a little heat wave around Christmas. Like Sunday's supposed to be 79 degrees. It happens every year. Like I wore a tank top on Christmas. We always have like a little like burst of heat.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, it was snowing so much at your house. I was horrified. I don't know how weather works, and I'm like, how do you like live? Like, how do you go outside and like get
plow it out of the way? They plow it out of the way.
I know.
But auto start, so you can start your car and heat it up while you're inside, and then you walk very quickly to everywhere, and hope you don't lose your fingers and toes. This is reality. So
I want to keep all my fingers and toes.
I have so much less insulation this year, which I'm happy about, but also like my feet and my hands get cold so easily than they ever have before, and I'm just like, damn, this is why my friends are always cold. They don't have insulation that I do. It's weird. I'll get like, and my nose now gets cold all the time. Never did before. Weird things that happen. But anyway.
What about you, Charles? You're East Coast, right?
Yeah. So we're like in between. We're like in between.
We get some cold.
It's like 20 to 40s is like our range. Sometimes we get 50s, but like we're not nearly as bad as you, Jen, or like nearly as hot as you, Amanda.
Where are you?
I'm in Virginia.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little more north. Like they'll get deep freeze, just even like a little bit up. Because just a couple years ago, they had the like super freeze up in like New York State.
At least for us, when we get bad snow, everything closes down. So
exactly right.
You don't have to go to work.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my gosh.
Which is nice.
If it snowed in LA, it'd be the apocalypse. Like
I could imagine.
Handle rain. Snow.
Yeah. Nope. It literally would be the apocalypse if it snowed as much here.
Ice is falling from the sky. Like everyone.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't be snow. There would have been a nuclear fallout, and you're having a radiation buzz fall on you.
It has snowed in LA before.
Yes,
it's
pretty much everywhere's had it once, but like my friend in Louisiana was all like, "Yeah, it was chilly. We had 40s for this week," and I was just like, "Chad, just be quiet.
Don't talk to me."
But anyway, it's all right. I live here. It's fine most of the time. It's usually not this cold for more than like a week or two.
That's good.
So anyway.
Sending you vibes.
Fingers crossed.
Anyways, Makeda, hello. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Yay! I'm so glad you got them in the mail. So Melissa's one of my channel members, and I sent everybody Christmas cards this year with little like treats. Yay! I'm glad you could catch it too, Sloan. 66. Maybe you're in LA with me. It's warm out here. Yeah, nope. I cannot.
You cannot deal
that. I don't even want to think about it. Anyway, we talked about the weather for so long. You know what? But it's okay. This is our party. We can talk about what we want.
I mean, a lot of these books will have to do with the weather being bad.
That is true.
Snowing people.
Yeah.
At least half of my books are about that. So
I love that. Is there only one bed? Of course.
Exactly.
It has to be.
Thank you for coming into our party. I love that. So anyway, I got a big stack of books next to me. Maybe I'll just like pull one out and then like we'll like start talking books and then whatever comes from there.
I was like, we should play this like categories where like if the one person has the one you have like cross it off your list and see who has the most at the end. We don't actually have to do that, but that's what I'm gonna do in my head is like, did I pick unique ones? Because how many?
I'm like so peak Aquarius energy because like I never like do solid rules. I'm just like, it'll be fine. Like we can do whatever.
It's okay. One of my books just has blue on the cover and has winter vibes, so I'm calling it a holiday romance because I like it.
Go for it. There's no rules. Like you can just call that a holiday romance if you want. Again, peak Aquarius energy over here. Anyway, I'm gonna put out a book. I'm gonna put out one. So of course I'm gonna have some like historicals, and I kind of love the like the historical little novella collections. So I'm gonna go with this one because obviously How the Duke Stole Christmas, because it has Tessa Dare, Sarah McLean, Sophie Jordan, and Joanna Shoup. So I love that. It made me want to read stuff by Sophie Jordan and Joanna Shoup because I hadn't read anything by them before this. So I love getting to try new authors and like finding ones I like. Also, it already had Tessa in it, so like I was gonna be into it.
I'm so surprised you hadn't read Shoup before.
I have read Shoup since.
Okay.
But I read this a while ago. But like I've read Shoup since, and it's a little hit or miss. I'll be honest.
No, she yeah,
it is. That's true.
But when she's good, she's great. That's what I'll say about Shoup. I've had misses, but the hits have been really good.
Yeah, and Shoup is usually set in America, correct? Am I?
Yes.
Yeah. Gilded Age, right?
Yeah.
She has one series out, her first series, which I remember read, and then I guess all the rest are America. So that's kind of cool. Because
we're out of England. Hey.
Yeah.
I know.
Slightly a new and exciting adventure. But yeah, it has like 4 little Christmas novellas. I enjoyed them. They're fun. They're just I like single serving Christmas stories sometimes. I just want like a little ditty and then move on. But anyway, so that's my first pick. Anyone else got one?
Oh, I'll stay with the theme because I do have a few. I think I have like 3 or 4 that are historical because I picked some of every. But one of my genuine like I love this book is there's 2 different Mackenzie books in this one.
Okay.
So this one is a Mackenzie Yuletide and a Mackenzie Clan Gathering. And I love these because whenever Jennifer Ashley does like a novella or like a short story in the Mackenzie, she always takes us back to Ian and Beth because that's her favorite and it's my favorite. And when I interviewed Jennifer Ashley, I cried at her about Ian and Beth. So I really love them. And so this one is 2 different cases of like Ian saving the day because I tell everyone, I was like, you meet Ian and everyone, you know, there's their feelings they have about him, but he's literally the reason his entire family is hooked up with their people because he in the beginning is already like, oh, I can't love, but he makes sure everybody ends up with their love by the end. And this one is just so sweet. One of them, he's like making a Christmas present for everybody, but of course he doesn't tell people that's what he's doing. So they just think he's being a weirdian. And another one, they have to rescue a little person who went missing. So love it. Absolutely love the Mackenzies. And so it was like 2 times the cozy because it was 2 little Christmas tales. And it was also, I just love the Mackenzie family. They're my comfort family to go to. So anyway, that was mine.
Love it. Charles, throw one at us.
I don't have a historical. I was gonna go with the first one that I have on my list.
Go
I was
for
like, let's warm things up. Let's do something more wholesome,
it. Okay.
more heartwarming. So I have
We'll work our way
accidental.
up to like just banging under the Christmas tree.
I was just gonna like the first one I said like, okay, that's a really smutty novella. Let's
doesn't
go for
matter.
something a
It's gonna be
little.
all over. It's gonna be all
Let's go
over.
for something a little bit more wholesome. It's Accidental Detour by D.K. Sutton. It's an MM Christmas romance. So the way it's set up is we follow one of our heroes, and he basically is driving his sister's car, and so he gets carjacked. But the person who jacks the car is her girlfriend's brother. The girlfriend's no, I'm saying that wrong. Her no, his how do I say this? It's like his sister is dating another dude, and that's that dude's brother, and he's trying to steal the car back from the girlfriend, and that's how they meet. And it's really cute, really sweet. I think it's like probably like 5 hours on audio.
Nice.
Really cute, moderately steamy, but it's a really cute story. Like he literally
Or
hides in the
carjacking.
back seat.
I've
No,
only
he literally
read
hides in the back seat. He's like, I hope he doesn't see me
Mhm.
for like the whole car ride, and he's like, oh my god, this guy's gonna kill me.
I've only
It's
ever
really cute.
I've only ever read one other book that had a meet cute by carjacking. So I love that one has a meet cute by carjacking. That's amazing.
Love it. All right, we're back to me. I got a couple more historicals, but I'm gonna dole them out. So my other one is Kissing Under the Mistletoe. This one I bought at random from like Barnes and Noble last year, I think, and I hadn't read any of these authors before: Suzanne Enoch, Amelia Gray, and Anna Bennett. And like I fucking loved Suzanne Enoch's book in this so much. I went and bought the rest of the series because it's like a novella in one of her series. And I loved that series so intensely. There's like a new author obsession for me. And then I also liked Anna Bennett and I started reading other books by her. And then Amelia Gray, I was like, meh about, but like I might read something else by Amelia Gray. But like this one like started my obsession with Suzanne Enoch, who does like a lot of like Highlander stuff and like so funny and like great, and I love them. So yes, this one was like a random pick that ended up being like a find. I had such a good time with this one. Found new authors I like, love it.
Love it.
I haven't seen that anthology before.
So, but like the Suzanne Enoch one, it has like it's like two awkward weirdos like get together finally, and she's like a governess and she's like really socially anxious, and then she meets an architect and they both really like books and like reading. Like they just want to be quiet and read next to each other, and then that's their love language, and then like they bang the bejesus out of each other. So I'm like, yes, you can be nerdy and bookish and bang the bejesus out of somebody. So like I liked it so much I bought the rest of the series and read it and enjoyed it profusely.
Love it.
Oh, that sounds good.
I actually have a full length Christmas that's a historical, and I couldn't find it on my shelves, and I'm so sad because it's absolutely beautiful, but I think it's in the very bottom of one of my stacks. But it's called The Highlander's Christmas Bride by Vanessa Kelly. And this one, I loved it because the beginning it reminded me of The Sound of Music, just the beginning, where like it has a woman who's been at a convent and she's getting like kicked out basically because she's not really meant to be one. And she's getting sent back to her family, I think for an arranged marriage. It's been a few years since I read this one. But the person who gets sent to get her, they literally have to go on like this trek, and they have to do it kind of in secret because she's also was at that convent also to be like kept hidden. She just really ended up liking the nuns and she wanted to be one. And it's like, no, you're going to be needed to be used for an arranged marriage. You can't do that. So they literally are like, also have a road trip aspect where like they need to get back to her family, and lots of banter in the beginning. It was really cute, really sweet. And again, if you look up the cover of this, it's gorgeous, and I'm sad I can't find it. But that one I gave that like 4.5 stars. I loved it. It was so great. Read that one a long time ago. I should dig that. I need to dig it up because I liked it.
It gives me like Lindsay Sands vibes a little bit.
Yes. Not
like
as
English Bride in Scotland. She's also a nun in an arranged marriage. So I love that.
Yep.
I need to read Lindsay Sands. I've never read a book by her.
Oh, you'd have fun, Charles. She's fun.
They're mini Snickers books because every book is kind of the same, but it's okay because you like mini Snickers. You know what I mean? Like every mini Snickers tastes the same, and it's cool.
Well, you know my affinity for like the smutty novellas, so this constantly like go like, oh, I should read this book. And I'm like, oh, look at all these smutty novellas
But like,
I can add to my Kindle.
The best luck lately. I've been I follow you on Instagram. I see all the things you're posting. You're like, man,
Oh, yeah.
it was all right. The smut wasn't that good.
Yeah,
like, you've been having a rough time lately with your reviews.
Yeah,
I have been.
Yeah. And I would say like that is one of the reasons why novellas are tough for me, unless I already like. But we've talked about that before. Like unless I already love the people, it's like you have a heavy load to lift with this little novella here. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Oh, I have one. I remember. I'm 100% sure this takes place around Christmas. It is the first book in the Jesper Fall series by Lydia Michaels, Wake My Heart. I don't remember too much about the plot, but I know we follow our heroine who is a widower, and it's about her second chance trying to find love again. And I don't love the rest of the series as much as this first book because like it's weird. Like they kind of like basically the first book is like almost like 12 hours, and the rest of the series are like half that length. A little bit. Did she re-edit them?
Charles. You're confused, Charles.
Is it not?
Does
it not take place at Christmas?
Well, that one's wintertime. So you're wrong.
Okay.
I'm not correcting about that. I mean, like the other books in this series. I have it right here.
Oh, because I remember I was like asking to review
so I was
them.
laughing. I was like, I don't want to say you're wrong, but like Wake My Heart takes place out winter, so you might be right about that. I don't remember the holiday. I think it's actually around. Isn't it around the 3-leaf clover? The 3-leaf clover, because that's when her husband died.
Yeah, but I know like it takes place in winter.
Did you mean this one?
Oh, let me check.
One I can recommend. Now we've thrown everything off. But
I read that one.
Yeah, Wake My Heart is in winter, but I thought it takes place around St. Patty's Day because that's when the husband dies.
I could be. I can't remember.
Because I love that.
It could be either one of those two. I read the whole series. Thank you for telling me that they're novellas. Because like,
I didn't want to be
why did the series like halfway like? Because like I was like, why did the series like get like half the length of the first book? I was like, what is going on right now?
She goes back to full size ones. She has like novella, full size, like they switch around. So
because Wake My Heart is my favorite of that series.
It's really good.
Well, either way, there's like one Christmassy one in that series. In that series, I loved it. They're pretty. I would say they're moderately low steamy. They're more on the emotional side, but it's such a good journey with these characters and this world that she has created that I love them. The Wake My Heart will put you through the ringer, but oh my goodness, it's such a good second chance. And then you can read them out of order if you want to, but there are some connecting side characters, and it does connect to her other McCullough Mountain series. I think that's like book. Don't quote me on this book. Is that My Funny Valentine? There's like one book where one heroine is like.
Wake My Heart. Paul is their cousin, so like the McCullough Mountain is about mostly the McCulloughs, but there's another McCullough family, and then there's the Paul is a part of like because it's 3 old ladies who are sisters, and so there's like the McCulloughs and the blah 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 and blah. I can't remember them, but Paul is their cousin, and then they connect to it. So.
Okay. I highly recommend that series. It's all on audio.
Yes.
Yay. I should have asked you guys to send me lists of your books so I could put them in the description later. So I'm asking now. You guys can just send me the list because the people ask for them and then I forget. And I'm reminding myself before I drink more wine and forget everything about life.
I'm so chaotic. I literally have my Goodreads open. I'm like scrolling like, okay, is that Christmas? Is that Christmassy?
Right.
Okay, question to the group before we move on, and then I'll get some comments before we move on as well. But are there any Thanksgiving-based romances? Because like there's so many puns to be made. You can
probably are
stuff like a turkey. Like there's so many puns, and like how is people not fucked at Thanksgiving? I mean, it's a distinctly American holiday. Well, there's Canadian
Jessica Kane
too.
Jessica Kane has stuffed.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot, because what I said before we went live, my friends who read them about all the holidays, they read all of the. They read them on Thanksgiving. They read them on Halloween. They read them for New Year's. They'll read them for it. Like, they'll do all of them. So I definitely saw the Thanksgiving-based romances for sure.
I don't think they're as popular as Halloween or Christmas, though.
No.
Like those, like Halloween and Christmas are the big ones.
I don't think I've read any other like that I can think of. They might exist, and I've read them, and I can't remember them at the moment. But like, I don't think I've read any other ones. I'm like, I would like a spooky Halloween romance, not just a spooky romance, but like, let's do Halloween. And then like, I would want one. I was about to say something dirty and then stopped.
there's a lot. There's so many Halloween ones, but yeah, there's quite a few Thanksgiving ones, more than I thought there would be. Okay. But my friends found, and they were reading them, and I was like,
love it.
All right.
Okay.
Right.
Anyways, let's get a few comments and we'll keep going. So you just finished an emotional book, The Sentence by Louise Eldridge.
Oh,
that's a literary fiction author. I think I read from her.
Or Erditch.
Like The Watchmen. That was one of hers.
I don't know. I don't know the author. Look at Charles knowing stuff. Love that. Halfway through the Earl's Christmas Pearl, there's Mr. Shorty the corgi. There's a corgi named Mr. Shorty, which I'm like, I don't know what happens in the book, but like, tell me no more, take my money. That's about where I am with that.
I'm disappointed I didn't read that one, because I read the 4 books in the series, but then I didn't read that novella. Because as I've said, novellas are hard to get me to read. But
so
Megan.
Sherry Bomb says this hits are out of the park. I'm assuming this is about the Christmas novellas. When the hits are hits.
I think it was Shoot.
Oh yeah, they hit.
I said it was Shoot, but the hits are fantastic.
Yeah. Either way. Christmas Monsters. Okay.
Christmas Monster.
Yeah. There's one.
I can see that.
Hello, Alicia. How are you? Dear Monster Claus. Okay. How the Monster Stole Me on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So it's like a Grinch one, but like a ripped Grinch, like really muscular Grinch. Geez, obviously, I would hope so. You can't be sincere with that.
What else are we expecting? That's just got to be delightful.
That's the point of novellas.
All in our lives. I love that. Valentine's Day romances.
Yes.
Yeah, those are good.
There's one of those in the Lydia Michael series, but I mean, it's Valentine's Day. We got to focus on Christmas tonight. We'll have Amanda do a live show for
Valentine's Day.
We have to do we'll do one seasonally.
I'm prepared for Christmas. I wasn't prepared.
Not prepared for other holidays. I'm the worst. I forget Valentine's Day every year. I'm the worst. I forget it literally every year.
Well,
every year.
As long as you love your partner all the rest of the year, it's okay.
I mean, I've been with him for 10 years. He knows what his lot in life at this point. Oh, you finished wishing out? Okay. Like, I said this earlier if you weren't here, Alicia, but I'm going to film my review of Witching Hour after this. Hence, I'm pre-gaming in this party because it's going to be crazy. I didn't eat lunch today. All I had for lunch was Cheez-Its. So I'm also trying to pace myself so I'm not sloppy. We're working this out. Beth, hello. Thank you for coming and hanging out. And Louise Erditch wrote The Night Watchman. So, Charles, you were correct.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so moving on with books. I have one more historical, and then the rest are not historical. But this is like I'm calling it a one to grow on because I haven't read it yet, but I'm gonna try to read it this year, maybe. Which is Mistletoe Christmas, which has Eloise
to read that one.
Christy Caldwell, Jana McGregor, and Erica Ridley. I love Erica Ridley. If you guys haven't tried her out, they're amazing. She's writing the series right now called The Winchesters. They're so zany. They give me like Tessa Dare vibes. Love that series. I mean, they could be sputtier if I'm being honest, but they're so fun that I don't mind that there's not enough smut like fucking in it, but like we're gonna move past it. But yeah, so I was like, okay, I'm having an Eloisa James renaissance right now, and I also like Erica Ridley. So This was just kind of a random purchase that I haven't read yet, but I am excited about it.
Nice.
Do you guys like buy a Christmas novella pack just because you're like, oh, I haven't tried that author? Because I've done that like twice and it's worked out fantastically.
Nice.
Yeah, I just pre-order a bunch of. As soon as I see it, I'm like, oh, I'll pre-order that.
I haven't like recently, but I have a lot. I like finding old ones at the used bookstore. Like some of the authors who are like the queens will, the queens of historicals who did those before. Lots of like Mary Ballog and Eloisa James, like and stuff like that. So I've definitely bought like the older ones of that. But well, I'm gonna do this one now since Charles opened for Lydia Michaels Gate, and I'll tell what this one is about. This was actually the first Lydia Michaels book I read. Besides, like I had read some of her older books a long time ago. I didn't even know she was still writing books, and then the arc for this showed up on NetGalley way back when. And the tropes for this were that this is an age gap nanny romance. He's the mayor of the town. And she's his new nanny. And I was like, ooh, I'm into it. And so I read this. I loved it. And it was my first one that started me down. Like I read all the ones she had out in this series now. And then I went back to the McCullough Mountain and I started reading all of those as well. So this one was so sweet. This isn't Jasper Falls. This one is number 3. And this one is a Christmas one. And I think there's like the 7th one in the series is coming out in February. So, because I pre-ordered that one. But I love it. It's so sweet. It has a big family. This one is the Marcelli family who they're like married into the mountain people. So, but I loved it. She has a very protective family and extended family. So when, they find out that she's like the mayor and her have banged, they're like, we got to kill the mayor now.
We got to kill the mayor. Oh my.
Like, no, but they're like, we got to beat him up.
Amanda was like, hold on, this is like working
20.
my way by TBR.
No, stop it. Because she's like 20 and, he is a single dad with a kid that she's sitting in. So
how old is the mayor? Wait a minute.
He's in his 30s.
Okay. I thought for a second I was just like, is this like
no.
Grown like in the 60s?
Like, no. He's a single dad. The kid's like 5 or 6, and so he's like in his 30s. And you guys are looking for the really dark stuff. Lydia Michaels writes wholesome small town romance. There is a
look at the tree. Like I just realized it says pining for you, like pine tree. I just got the pun recently.
But all the titles are. They're like forget me nots and things like that. So no. This is wholesome. This is cute.
Thank you.
These are about like 2 to 3 chili powder. I think this one was pretty spicy. I think it's been a long time since I read this one, but
mayor spicy. Okay.
Yep.
Into it.
Ooh.
Charles, what do you got for us?
I'll do another wholesome one. I'll do A Merry Little Meat Cute by Sierra Simone.
Cheater.
And the other
is this
author,
a triple one?
Julie Murphy.
We gotta cross this one
You
off.
all have it?
Triple.
Of course we have
triple
it.
threat. Oh, remember that
cross that one off.
Recommendation.
Yeah.
So it would be just like a spoof on your like. Sorry.
Keep going, Charles. You were first, so
go for it.
Oh, okay. So it's just like a spoof on the whole Christmas holiday movie thing that you see on Hallmark. So you have our 2 leads. They're both bisexual. A lot of like LGBT rep across the board throughout the book. But our main heroine, Bianca Von Honey, she is also a porn star, and now she's trying to change her career a little bit and try to go a little bit more mainstream. And then our hero, I forgot his name. He is like the former bad boy member of a boy band, and now he's trying to rehabilitate his career. And so they both are starring together. Nolan, and they're both starring together in this Hallmark. It's not called Hallmark, but it's another channel, Hope Network or something like that.
Yeah.
And then where the complication comes in is that Nolan knows that like Bianca's real identity, and he really likes her.
He's a fan.
And so
he's a subscriber.
Things go on from there.
Top tier access.
Yeah.
It's a really great book. I think they said they're gonna do more.
Oh, they are. I went
Yeah.
to the launch at the Rip Bodice. And they're doing Callum next, who had like the dad bod sex tape.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The older I get, the more attracted I am to dad bods. I'm like,
I was-
oh, you like to eat? Like, I'm like way more into bigger guys now.
You mean you'll be around to hang out with and won't be at the gym all your free time? Cool. I'm here.
You know what? I'm just going to say this right now. I have never seen an ab in person. Like, I know people have like 8-pack abs and they're like Thor, you know? I have never seen one in person. I don't know if they're real. I'm going through like a phase where I'm like into bigger dudes right now. I mean, I am a equal opportunity perv. Like, if you're hot, you're hot. I don't care about any gender or anything. But I'm just like, bigger guys right now are like kind of doing it for me.
All right. I like it too.
Anybody else? I don't know. I'm just like, oh, dad bod sex tape.
Yep.
I'm into that.
A Merry Little Meet Cute. I was so lucky to get an ARC because of Charles. So thank you so much. Charles got me an audio ARC of that. And
I got you a signed copy.
Yes, and Amanda got me a signed copy. It was perfect. It was perfect. Kismet that we're all here at the same time. It was really sweet. I was hoping that since Sierra Simone was writing this, that it wouldn't have such a third act conflict like so many. Like it was a third act conflict that we saw coming from chapter 1. So I'm sorry, I'm not turning this into a review of it, but I was just so like kind of devastated that it did the thing that it set up, because I was like, usually Sierra Simone doesn't do the thing that she sets up that way. You know what I mean? Like I thought it would be a little different, but it did not deter the fact that the audiobook was amazing and I love the characters. I love the rep. I also wish we'd done a little bit more with it, because there was a lot of great setup for like how sexually open they would. And I feel like, sorry, this is a side rant, but this is what we're here for. And I'm drinking, so y'all have to listen to it. I feel like something traditionally published romance does, which is why I was really hoping for different. And for the most part, they pulled it off because, you know, Sierra Simone has written indie for so long. But like, I don't just want you to tease me with titillation. I want you to follow through sometimes, because I feel like a lot of traditionally published romance tease us with how sexually free everyone's going to be, because it's like, ooh, then we can use these little blurbs on our stuff about like, she's a porn star, so this or whatever. And I'm not saying this had to be erotic. This is supposed to be a little bit lighter, a little bit cute, but like these two are fucking while we're here, and they do pretty boring stuff. Like they did a couple fun things.
They do.
A couple fun things, but I was like, literally,
it's tame.
You know she's up for a lot of things, especially with a partner that she loves. You're into those things. Why have we not done any of them? Anyway, it was just a point of like, you know how they call it like queer baiting when someone does it? Well, I feel like you're sex baiting me with these cool things we'll do, and then we didn't. And anyway, I'm sorry that turned to rant. I did really enjoy this, and I think most people won't have that issue I have.
Well, I get that. I get that.
You just like put into words. Like, I'm also trying not to review things too in depth, because I do stand with HarperCollins Union. We're just gonna put that out there. But this is a live show. We're talking about a book. It's fine.
Okay.
But this one, I don't know. There was certain, like, I was saying there's like a je ne sais quoi that's missing out of it.
Yes.
And also it's Julie Murphy's first adult book romance with smut in it. So like I wasn't expecting like a full force bisexual disaster tornado. Which like I would have loved. But considering she brought a suitcase full of dildos, like they could have gone in so many places.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
They
But
do.
I think you hit the nail on the head, where I'm just like, I was expecting more, because I know how hard Sierra Simone goes in a lot of her books. So I'm thinking maybe because it's Julie Murphy's first like book with any type of smut in it, maybe it's like holding back a little bit. But hey, you know what? There's going to be more books. Maybe there's room to grow.
Yeah. See, but I see the other way, where it's like once you've set the precedent that this is what it is, they won't want to change it too much, because now they've set the precedent with authors. That's what happened, in my opinion, with the Olivia Waite series, because we set it for the one thing, and then when we went into other books where we maybe could expect more, I feel like it even held back even more.
They didn't give us pegging.
I know that always gets brought up. I'm just talking about the pegging, which is its own.
That's its own bucket of worms.
It's just, you're making these books where like, oh, we want to show that like bigger women are beautiful, and she's with a man who is absolutely obsessed with her, and we don't do anything. And so I'm like, this is anyway. like I said, this is the issue I have with traditionally published who wants to promise me the diversity and the difference and like the, you know, whether it's physical, mental, or sexual diversity, and then we only hint at what they've done. So like we talk about what Bianca Von Honey has done and what she did, and then they had pretty vanilla sexual encounters. And again, she brought a bag of dildos and lube, and like we used a little, but
flavored lubes even. Like it was elaborate.
I know.
And again,
That's what I was like, Sierra probably wanted that detail in the book. Like that's something Sierra would put in there.
And I don't know too, because this is the first one by her that I guess I've read that's fully traditional. So
yeah,
there's ways to still do fun sex that isn't overly erotic. Like they still could have showed scenes like where they're doing things without, like that's the thing is like quantity. You can like, I don't know. They just, anyway, again, I don't want to like, I'm not here to like rant about this book specifically. That's not where I'm like going with it. It's that it's the issue I have with traditionally romance in general is that they want to be as cool as it is in indie, but they won't just give it to us. And I'm like, you know, you have a lot of the same readers, like you really do. And there's a reason why I read a book like this. And I'm like, oh, it was 4 stars. I had a great time. And I read another one and I'm like, oh, that was amazing. Because they just gave me a little bit more. Anyway, sorry, that turned into a rant.
Yeah. No, you're fine.
It's
I get that.
not meant to be there either. You know, it's like that's not what they're going for. But I think they could have been a bit more adventurous.
But like the little point that I meant by that though is like, why did you make her a porn star, him someone who's into it, that her bring that stuff if you weren't going to go there? That's just my point. My point is like to say she has a past of doing it. Don't talk specifically about things she's done and then not do them with the hero, because it's like you laid a Chekhov's dildo on the table and we didn't use it much.
We didn't do it. Yeah.
So that's why Chekhov's dildo.
My thing is they want it both ways as always. They want to have the diversity. We want to say they're bisexual. We want to say they're into this stuff. We want to say it's diverse. And then, well, you told me, but you didn't show me. That's where I come with it. Is I'm like,
I feel like LGBT romances that are traditionally published are usually like that. They're like on the average, they're more tame. I would just say this as a little aside. That's why I gave A Merry Little Meet Cute a pass on this, because it's like the fact that they were able to get 2 bisexual characters as leads and have all these because I think almost everyone in the book is somewhere on the LGBT spectrum. So like I get it why they did what they did, but I think that's just in general. I think traditionally published are like, we don't want it to be as steamy, because all the popular or like LGBT romance books I can think of are usually relatively moderate or sweet or like closed door.
You know,
or something like that. It's usually you have to go to like the indie side if you want.
It's
like
a marketability thing, you know. They're trying to make money, so like I don't knock them for that. I'm like, I would like to make money too. Like, you know, I get it, but you know, also I don't know. Like for the longest time, I thought it was going to be a 3-star book, and then like I really enjoyed the ending so much that like it made it up to 4 stars for me. Like it had enough like humor, like Slice Baby, the pizza joint. Like I love that.
Yeah.
It had enough like funny things in it that like I was into it. Oh my gosh, sorry. I got distracted. I forgot I had costume elements.
Oh my gosh.
We should have put that on from the beginning.
I forgot.
We better move on from Merry Little Meet Cute anyway.
Anyway, okay.
I have
Amanda, what's your book?
It's your turn, Amanda.
Okay. Okay, so we're all in the like modern era.
Okay.
And we talked about one that was like, we wish there was more smut. I'll go with that like prompt for mine. Sure. I'm gonna put The Matzo Ball by Jean Meltzer.
Oh, okay. I've seen that.
There is 0 smut in this, and I was like, I would like Hanukkah smut. There's 8 crazy nights. Think about it. There's 8 nights of it. There's candlelight. There's a lot of food. You're eating a lot of carbs. You have the energy. Yeah. Like there's so many opportunities for fucking. I wish there was smut in it, but I get that's not like what they were going for. But like, I don't know. It also deals with like a lot of other things. It's less rom-com, and I feel like it's more like a drama. Like it has funny moments, but it's more a drama. It also deals with like chronic illness. More heavily than I thought they were going to go into it, because I believe its own voices for the author. And I literally finished this yesterday, so it's very fresh in my mind. But I was just like, oh, let the Jews fuck, you know? Like I'm technically part of the crew. I'm like quarter Jewish. I'm not very Jewish, but I'm part of the crew. I have Hanukkah memories when I was a kid. And I was just like, I want some smutty Jews. Like I want smutty Hanukkah.
The one that I met, because of the Christmas prep, there's one I didn't get to. It's literally called 8 Cozy Nights by Jay Wolf. And he has the candles and she has the menorah, and they're neighbors, and they're going to do Hanukkah together.
I love it.
So
I look insane, and I'm like also obsessed with this. Okay.
There was like 5 on my Kindle I didn't. I planned to have a day where I could binge more, which I'm glad I ended up having a full list of this, but I wish I could have binged more of these. But I'm going to do one where I'm just going to show real quickly, because I kind of have it as a spoof, but I also have it as real for a holiday. But I think Charles is going to roll his eyes, so it's perfect that he's gone. Because guess what is a holiday romance? Okay. A Court of Frost and Starlight is a
categories.
Yes. Oh, we got a I love it. Okay, I'll pass that
You're more recent reading these than I am. Is this the one where they fuck in the sky? Or is that a different book?
It is, but I hate that everyone says that.
They fuck in the sky, Jen. What's the hate?
Well, I know, but people always say it as like they're doing it in the sky, and I love it so much. I know you feel
do it. Like if I had the option.
But yeah, these are my beautiful covers from the Dusty Shop, and this is a holiday romance. Honestly, it takes place today. Today is solstice, winter solstice.
It is.
And yeah, this one is a holiday romance. They do presents. There's beautiful things. And look, Charles came back just in time. So that's it. I said I would just talk about it quickly, but that's a holiday romance.
You know what? Everyone hated it. Everyone hated it when it came out. It had such bad press. And then I was like, it's not that bad. Like, what were you guys expecting?
We've talked about this, Amanda. Charles, I'll be very quick, I promise. But doing the reread this year, looking for like hints at stuff, this book has a lot of hints and connections to things, especially to other worlds. And so that's what's amazing, because you can tell she wrote this book not only as kind of like she needed a little happy place in there, let everyone be happy for a little bit, but she also was setting a lot of stuff up, and not just for Silver Flames. Like there's lots of stuff being set up, and I'm rereading Crescent City right now, and oh my God, my mind is blown. My mind is blown because I barely paid attention for the first half of that the first time. And listening to it now after I just finished Kingdom of Ash. I want to call that book Kingdom of Ash like a week ago, and I'm like, oh my God, there's so much that's crossover. So anyway,
you have like that board with all the strings.
So many.
Like, I am the board with a string, but anyway, that's a holiday romance. That's all. Your turn, Charles.
Oh, okay. I would have to say, like, I'm thinking about rereading, like, giving Sarah J. Maas another shot. But I would start from like the Throne of Glass, because I never read Throne of Glass, and like seeing if I can get in from there, because I read the novella Bind Up, and I like that.
Oh, I like the Throne of Glass series.
The Assassin's Blade. I read that. I think ACOTAR. I think that was like I think that was the wrong place for me to start. But I do credit for getting me to romance.
If you didn't like Feyre, like you're fucked, because it's all in her head for so much of it, right? Well, no, it's for real. Whereas like with Throne of Glass, a couple of my friends doing the read along with us, they don't care for Selena. They don't really like Aelin, but there's other characters to love. And then as it goes, like then just when we finished Kingdom of Ash, we're like, oh, Aelin's journey was so beautiful. And I was like, I know, but you're not supposed to love her. She's messed up in the beginning and she's being whatever. So, but there are other characters to love. And like we just again had our live show last night, and Rachel was like, who's your favorite character? Kale has the best arc in the whole series, and my mind is blown by it. And I didn't even think I would say that. Okay, I've always said it to other people. He has the most beautiful arc in it. Like he does. But also I know. Sure, I love him. I don't.
He's got such big dick energy that I'm like way into Dorian.
Yeah. I mean,
like he looks like he knows how to fuck. Like he just.
I don't want to like talking about this, but one of our theories after finishing this is like the next like wave of whatever comes for Throne of Glass, it's going to be Manon and Dorian. That's what it's about. They're the ones who still have unfinished business. Manon stuff that she has to go fix, and Dorian having to go back and like he hasn't been in his kingdom as the king at all because he became when he's gone. And Manon has to go other place. I was like, that's our in. And he's like the most powerful person left after everything that happens. Okay, anyway, I'm done.
Anyway.
Well,
we still have Elaine.
Do you think it'll be adult? Do you think it'll be adult?
No, that's a different book. I'm sorry, I'm drinking.
I'm saying when we get back to Throne of Glass stuff someday, Dorian and Manon are where it's at. But anyway, it's your turn, Charles.
Charles, it's your turn. We took it over again. I'm sorry.
So, no, it's okay. I have Ugly. I just read this one. I consider it Christmas because it takes place during winter, but it's not. It doesn't actually feature any Christmas-y type stuff in it, but it's in winter. It's Ugly by Ro Horvat, and it's an Omegaverse story, So essentially, it's like you're snowed in, forced proximity. We have a young Omega, who I think is like 21 in the book when the book starts. He's going to his first heat cycle for the first time. He's been out on the streets, and this kind bar owner, who is our other male hero, says like, I'll take you in and protect you, make sure that you stay safe while you go through your heat, and it's their romance. So it's like forced proximity, all that stuff. And this book was surprisingly spicy. I think it was like heat. It's like 80 to 90%. But I mean, like, it's like once the heat starts, it's just like there's like a little bit like, oh, I shouldn't touch him, oh, I shouldn't do anything. But I mean, the anatomy that was described in this book, I was like, okay, I did not need to know that.
It's elaborate.
But thank you for kind of laying it out how a dude can have a baby in this world. But I really like that one. Okay. About 5 hours. 5 hours. I would say if you're sensitive to like, it's not sexual assault really, but past trauma in regards to like sexual like sex work. I guess you can say it's described a little bit, but the author has a trigger warning at the beginning of the book. It's not as dark as you may think it is. It's just mentioned in passing for one of the characters.
Fair.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the comments for a hot minute. We have been hanging out for almost an hour, everybody. I'm so happy.
Have we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alicia, so this is 0 stars for Witching Hour. Yeah, same. Dear Lord. Christmas Polar Bear by Kestra Pingree. I'm assuming this is a shifter romance for Christmas, but I'm like, okay. Who wrote it? I think it was Shelley Lawrenston wrote it, and it was like they have so many shifter romances, and one of them was a bear. And she was way into him because like his lips were articulated, because you know how bears' lips are like they can like, grab things with them. And she's like, your lips work like fingers. Let's go. Like anyway, throwing that out there. Once Upon a Winter's Eve a week ago, not festive enough. Okay.
Yeah, that one takes
sense. Vibe. Okay.
That one takes place within like 6 hours. It's very quick.
It's very quick. Oh, that's Chesadere. Yeah. I wish that was longer because it wasn't enough time.
And that one was fascinating. I was like, the history of this one, like all the things that don't get said.
There's like spies.
I know. I love that.
Speaking William High. No, friends, I'm sorry. I have ignored comments for a minute, so I'm not sure what you have done. Oh, sexually open and don't get on the page. This is with Mary.
Oh, Mary Little Me, really cute.
Yep.
I'm assuming this is for Boston Starlight. It's a holiday book.
Yep.
A Christmas to Fight For by Jessica Francis. The only Christmas book she's loved. Okay. Evil Santa and Good Krampus, and there's an MM relationship between Santa and Krampus.
Excuse me while I buy that.
Okay, love that. Okay. I think all the rest of mine are kind of all in like the same category of like contemporary, kind of cute, but also kind of spicy. to different degrees. I mean, everyone likes different
Okay.
levels of spice, but like there's smut in it, is what I'm getting at for spice level. So I'll just do the one on top. The Trouble with Mistletoe by Jill Shalvis. This looks so Hallmark. I know.
It does. Is it
but
good?
they fuck. Like there's banging in it, and she owns like basically there's animals in it, cute animals. I love that as well. But she owns like an animal rescue cafe place. She takes care of animals, and he ends up having a cat that's like the cat from hell, and he's like, you deal with this. And like apparently he stood her up for prom but doesn't remember, and then she's like, oh, and you want me to deal with your cat? And he's like, I don't know what's happening. And then like they fall in love for real. But so many Jill Shalvises are all about Christmas. Like this whole series is Christmas related. I'm just picking this one because it's my favorite Christmas related one from her. Because there's like zany animals, which is like unreal. You know what? I love zaniness in a rom-com. I think it's an underrated virtue.
Nice. Yeah. So I actually have a anthology bind up. This one is from one of my favorite series of all time, and it is Walking in a Witchy Wonderland by Juliet Cross.
I need to read it. I know.
I need to read that series.
I know. I bought it because I know you love it, and I still haven't read it.
Same.
I'm an awful person.
I mean, the heroes are so your type, especially like the first three, where they're
I know.
They are mellows so much. But anyway, this one has novellas about the first three books in the series because that's what was out when she did it. And then there was a sneak peek at the next book, and it also had her first MM romance in it, which was really cute. And I actually just bugged her the other day to commission an art piece for Charlie and JJ, which is her gay couple in here, because she's done art for all the couples in her series. And I was like, you know what? You know which of my books is missing some? It's this one. I needed Charlie and JJ. And she was like, that's a good idea. And I was like, I know it's a good idea because it's brilliant. But I just love this one. I mean, when she was writing this book, she was like, basically, it's just my excuse for extra sex scenes for each couple. So I was like, girl, I have no problem with that. So
that's reason enough.
It is the season.
That's like the best novellas when you already have like have established characters, and then you just read more.
Yeah, better than like one of the ones I'm like not like it's on my list because I just read it, but it was that where like they hook up for the holiday weekend, and she literally says she loves him 48 hours after like meeting him. And I was just like, you don't have to say I love. No, it was not. It was not. It was the Sarah Kate's, a naughty list. Like, they literally say they love each other 48 hours. Like, I'm okay in a novella if you like decide you want to date by the end of the 48 hours, but don't say you literally love them and want to be with them. I'm like, whoa, you just took this all the way away from me. We're like, you can have fucked in bed and like, you know what? I didn't see you in this light before. Now I want to date you. And then the next Christmas, they've been dating for the year because there's a peak a year ahead, and he's like proposing to her the next year. And I'm like, you could have had them decide to date after having a one night stand on Christmas, and the whole story would have been the same if they had decided to see each other after Christmas instead of it just be a one night stand. And then you come a year later and he's proposing because they've been dating for the year. But she literally tells her mom, I have to be with him. I love him. Because it's her step uncle. That's what happened. He's only, hold on. He's not that much older than her because it's her new stepdad's younger brother. And she's meeting him the first time at Christmas. Type of thing. So
anyway,
it's a taboo.
I'm sensitive to
that makes it work.
And I'm just like, that whole family is so inbred. I'm surprised they're not all hobgoblins at this point. Like, it's insane.
I know.
I'm just sensitive right now. I'm in my feelings.
Homer.
At least they're step. It's just by marriage.
There's no blood.
Yeah, there's no blood. That's fine. I think I ran out of full length, so now I'm like dipping into my novellas.
Go for it.
So I have Christmas Eve Casanova. This is by Gwen McNamee and Christy Anderson. So the setup for this is it's an MF novella, And so both our two main characters are trying to buy like this huge candy cane for like I forgot both of them have different purposes of why they want this huge candy cane. And that leads them into like a heated argument and then they start to bang. And that's the
Okay.
novella. And then I remember the heroine says like I will never look at a candy cane the same way again, and that's all I'm going to leave it at. You will have
Okay,
to
so
read
they're
the rest
using
to figure
candy
this.
canes creatively. But it's
Very
minty. Like, I feel
creatively.
like that would hurt in certain areas.
Yeah, my friend,
You
my
just
friend
have to read it.
just did a thing about this. She's like, do not consume peppermint anywhere near anyone's genitals.
Yeah, that seems like a burn.
Don't blow someone with peppermint. Don't let yourself be blown with peppermint. Like, plus there's sweet. You can't have sweet by your vajayjay. Like,
you don't want sugar in your pee hole. Like that's like a recipe for disaster.
No. But I mean, I get it when it's like the novella. But my friend, she's like, have a couple yeast infections in your life, and then read a book that has it, and you won't be into it anymore. But anyway,
you know, like we're like, mind you, this is fantasy. This is a make believe.
Make it a candy cane colored dildo, and then we're fine. You know, like one of those plastic
this
ones.
Is imaginary land where no one gets yeast infections from candy canes. Anyone who's just joining us because I just saw the live watching jump a little bit. I'm sorry.
We've been drinking for an hour. So
we've been drinking for an hour, but candy canes should not be used in genitals in real life, only in fiction.
Only in fiction.
Using it like or around penises, you don't want like I said, everyone's got a peel. You don't want candy canes by them.
In what I've heard, like male bladder infections are worse. You can like lose a freaking kidney from those. Like even more so. Keep it away.
Yeah. So okay, we learned something today. Anyway, let's take a look at the comments because I feel like there's going to be some coming in on this one. Where were we? So this was the one we were talking about. Good, like evil Santa and good Krampus relationship. There's another one called A Christmas to Die For in the same world, but it hasn't been read yet. Okay. So there's more in that same world. Also, hello. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Everyone who's having a winter storm. I know, Jen, it was snowing a lot where you are. Hope you're doing well. Yes, everybody stay safe if you're having bad weather. It's 66 degrees here in LA. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeast infections. And yes, I'm sorry, Lexi.
It was very entertaining. You had to really suspend disbelief.
The best or the worst moment, depending on your humor level.
It's really funny. It's really rom-com-y.
That's established.
Yeah.
Christmas tradition, everybody.
All right.
Is it my turn and we're moving on?
Yes.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Sorry. My boyfriend texted me, but I'm wearing so many things, my phone didn't recognize my face. I look insane and I'm okay with it. Okay, so modern day Christmas stories. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys decide. Pick one or two.
What are we picking between?
Just pick one or two, and that's the book I'm gonna tell everybody about.
With the romance perspective, like that can go into some very weird places.
Oh no! It's just like I'm holding two books. Pick one or two, and I'm going to talk about that one.
Two?
Okay. Thank you. You've decided for me. The Nights in Knockbridge Lane by Roan Parrish.
Ooh, okay.
This is an Christmas romance. It's like a Harlequin Presents, so it's like it's going to be cheesy, but it also deals with a bit of like mental illness. Like, I don't know. I don't think they say like this person's on the spectrum, but they definitely kind of give that vibe. And it's also more like social anxiety. And it's a single dad, and he wants to have the most Christmas lights on his new little house because he has like this little girl, and it's the first, Christmas after the other dad left. So he wants to have the most Christmas lights. It gets picked up by the nose. Like people around the country are sending Christmas lights to this person's house. And then he has a scientist neighbor. And then like they get together and it's a small town. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you found your neighbor in a small town? Love that. So I mean, for an romance, finding your neighbor in a small town and having that work out, I love that. So single dad, Christmas lights, it's so Christmassy. And like a little bit of smut, like it's not like the smuttiest thing on earth because it's a Christmas romance, but like they bang.
Yeah, it's like you can fill in the blanks.
They bang in it. Anyways, Jen, I picked up the lights on Knockbridge Lane.
All right.
By Roan Parrott.
That's a good one.
And I was saying like single dad, all of the Christmas lights in the world, and like somehow in a small town, his neighbor, like I'm assuming in a small town there's not like a big like gay community, but like his neighbor is a scientist and a gay guy, and it works out. And then they have like Christmas, and they have a cute kid who keeps breaking into the scientist's house because he has cool science shit. It's crazy. Anyway, I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it.
Love it. Well, I have one more full-size romance too. And then all the rest of mine are novellas. So I just got this year and read How the Grump Saved Christmas, which has been like at the top of the list for Amazon. So I'm very proud of Claire Kingsley that she released this at the perfect time with the audiobook ready to go right away too. So I was very excited about it. This connects with her other worlds that she had. Well, worlds. I mean, her other series. This is a different world. But it can absolutely be read as a standalone is how she did it. And this is the one that this is a bit of a like Christmas Carol in modern age. And so the hero is Elias Stoneheart and the heroine is Isabel Cook. They used to date when they were young. And then there was a trigger warning. They had a miscarriage when they were young, and that kind of broke them up. And now many years later, the business that he works for wants to buy her family's Christmas tree farm and turn it into a media center or like a data center. So completely destroy all the goodness. And to convince her to sell, he like comes back to town and they're like helping work at their like Christmas village. And he doesn't so much get visited by ghosts. I really like how this was done. He more so different things that he's doing and helping. He has like memories of the past Christmases there. He sees what's happening in the present, and then things happening with his father make him have like the future of like, this is the bleak life I could have if I keep doing what I'm doing. And like I said, I love this one because it's the Scrooge gets his Belle. He gets a second chance with Belle, who is his love he loses in A Christmas Carol or some of the versions of that. Like there was a woman that he almost married. And so I loved it. It was so sweet. If you've read Claire Kingsley's like other books, like I said, there's lots of like crossover. The kooky town, like the town is pretty kooky and everything. And we get to see some of our hunky Bailey brothers show up. But this was just really sweet. There's a Christmas tree farm. There is a crazy donkey who's like the guard for the reindeer. He, keeps the bad animals away from like a reindeer. And I just loved it. It was so sweet. And I actually listened to it while I wrapped Christmas presents. So I was very Christmassy for about a day. That's what I could have.
I love that. I love it intensely.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was connected to like her other books. I was like, oh, can I read that? I was I want the full connection.
Yeah, because this one, it actually takes place at the same time as Rewriting the Stars, because she's friends with Annika, who is the heroine of that one. So like events that are happening at the Christmas village in that, like this is the Christmas village, her family runs it. But you also wouldn't be confused if you've never read those. So.
Okay.
It's episodic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, Charles, what you got?
Ooh. Okay.
That's insane. Every time I see myself on the camera, I'm like, what am I doing with my life?
Okay, I will go for a sweet one. A Kiss for Santa by Mia Monroe. It's an Santa Claus and a human romance. It's really cute.
Wait, what is Santa Claus then?
So it's like a more Santa, like a Claus family. So he's like the son of like the original Santa Claus, so like Santa Claus Jr. And
Mhm.
so he
But he's
meets
not
our
human?
other hero. He no, he's human. He's
Okay.
human, but like has like there's like a little bit of magic sprinkled
Like
into the
wizard.
world. Yeah, like wizard, kind of like slightly Omegaverse-y, but not really. But there's magic to keep him basically looking young for a long period of time. I think he meets our other hero when he's like a kid, and he leaves a letter for Santa Claus, and he's the Santa Claus that reads the letter. And so he's been keeping an eye on him throughout the years, watching him grow up. They finally meet, and then this is the start of their romance. It's really cute,
Aw.
low steam. I would say pretty low steam, but it's really meant to be like a really cute novella that I really enjoyed. It's really good.
Can I ask? Okay, I'm just gonna ask because like so many people bring it up, and I've never had the guts to ask about it, and now it's gone too far. But people keep saying it's an Omegaverse story.
There.
What does that
Uh,
mean?
I feel like
It's
Jen
not
will
too
be
far
better
at
at
this point.
explaining this.
No, I won't because I don't understand them. I don't like them.
What is
It's
it?
I
like
don't. I mean, it's no. It's. I literally
like
can't, Amanda. I can't do it in a quick explanation. But yeah. There's alphas and omegas, and they
and
need to. They can only
betas.
fuck with certain people, and sometimes you'll be in
Yeah.
a world where they're all gay, and sometimes there's ones where there can be man and a woman. Sometimes it's a
Yeah.
reverse
So
harem.
is it
Like
like a term for like general stuff? Like
yes,
MMF is like
yes,
Yeah. It's
yeah.
like a general
It's
term.
literally like it's a specific kind of like it can be like more paranormal or because sometimes Omegaverse is shifters too.
yeah.
It can be shifters.
Yeah, it's just a whole it's its own thing that's too much for this. But
Yeah.
I generally don't know how I feel about them. I can't say like I hate it or anything, but I also haven't read many that were like pleasant because sometimes then there's like mpreg involved if they're the gay ones, and like
Yeah.
mpreg I just do not touch. I don't enjoy it.
It's weird.
That's male pregnancy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So like if it's a like world Omegaverse, I'm always very nervous that there's mpreg involved. If it's one where there's still like both genders, then I'm cool with it. But I've read a
How does
few
it
and
work?
It's like
they
so
can
like
be
alphas can only mate with omegas pretty much, and omegas
But
go
like
into
not like
like
male pregnancy. Like where is it coming
it
out?
comes out the same way.
yeah.
Like
It'll come out
changes their anatomy
yeah.
back
So they
there.
grow a vagina.
Yeah. They have
Yeah,
a
they basically
they
grow.
have a
There's
Do
like
they use the vagina whilst pregnant? Because they grew it.
yes. Yeah.
yes.
Oh, there's a
Yeah.
good book I would recommend you. It's called
Wait,
like
wait. Do they still have a penis though at the same time? I'm assuming this is a
yeah.
male. Okay,
It's,
so they have
like
everything.
it's paranormal anatomy. Like that's why
Yeah.
because like when he was explaining about one
I'm just
earlier,
trying to
where
figure out the geography.
yeah, there's literally, literally, if you Google it, they'll show you the anatomy of one because they basically
Oh
like
God,
male-
I can't Google that. I'm gonna be on a list.
it's like it will look kind of like I don't want to use that term. That's a disrespectful term. I won't use that one. But it'll literally look like female anatomy, and there's a penis.
Yeah.
So like
Well,
they still have.
you know, they're
that.
both complementary in a lot of ways, so I get it. But I'm
Yeah.
just like, it's like a full set and another full.
Yeah.
You know what? This isn't the time to
Yeah.
be discussing this.
Well, exactly. That's what I mean. Like we don't need to.
It gets
But
into
great
like it gets
question
in detail.
for a different day.
I know.
Some
For
of them
another
are
day.
fun.
Thank you for explaining though, because I'm like, everyone says it's Omegaverse, and I'm like, is everything Omegaverse? Like, what is this?
No.
Yeah.
Omegaverse.
It can kind of be
when
used as
people
like
say
catch-all.
Omegaverse, they're talking about alphas, omegas, and betas, and there's
Betas.
usually like pheromones and hormones that go with it that make like there's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes
There's like rules and everything to it too.
Okay.
yeah, that's why I was like, look up a video on it. It's not as scary as it sounds. I just
I don't
have
think it sounds scary necessarily.
I mean, they're scary to me because I'm like,
It's just a little bit weird because it's like it's paranormal, but not really. Like
Yeah.
it's a different thing when you say
I've
like
read space
Omegaverse.
ones. I've read ones that take place in
Yeah.
space, and I read ones here. Like that's why I mean, like it's this whole other like, it's
The
like
whole genre.
that it fits over there. And just like with anything, there's ones that people say are the bestest ever, and then there's the ones that I'm like, why did we do this? Why can't we just be like monster romance or something? You know, like I don't know. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
sounds
We're gonna catch up on some comments because I saw this one and I hadn't put it on the screen yet.
Well,
Anyone
now
who's just joining, because I saw this bump up again recently. We discovered, we just like established candy cane should not be near anyone's genitals. We're putting it out there. Also, hi, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I'm unfolding favelas. I'm not sure what that is. Happy Holidays. Hey, Novelty Corner. How are you? Thanks for coming and hanging out for a minute.
Hey, Steph.
Just joining. Love seeing you all together. Yay.
It is.
Thank you. You know what? It has been so long that I never had the courage to ask because I'm like, I feel like I should know this as a romance.
Okay.
Oh.
So thank you for telling me.
Yeah.
We're doing a public service.
It's like Bonnie's been reading and reviewing for a really long time. So if she doesn't know, then I don't feel bad at all because she's been in the community longer than me. And
Okay.
She needs to know.
So it's not just me where I'm just like, it's, you know, like if you don't know someone's name and it's gone too long and you're just like, I have to just listen and see if anyone else gets introduced to them because I can't ask.
Well, and I like also too, they're not always clearly delineated that this book is an Omegaverse. And that's how I ever first read one. I read one and like it said alphas and I thought it was werewolf. Like I thought it was shifter. And
like shifters.
So I was like, oh, this is what it is. And it wasn't until I was like almost done. I was like, there's a pregnant male. I'm so confused. And I didn't know what was happening.
Okay.
And
well,
so
now that you said that they like grow the correct anatomy, like it makes more sense.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah, but some don't explain it. Like if you look at the synopsis, it can like slot them under paranormal or reverse harem,
like,
and then you get into you're like
what?
They're not
going to come out another hole. That's not how babies work. They have the correct function hole.
Anyway,
it's a whole thing.
Anyway,
we're getting too deep into it.
We're getting sidetracked.
Going through the comments. The comments were commenting while we were
Omegaverse to Addison Kane.
Oh yeah,
but there's other stuff that that's no go. Trying to find out. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? This is why I have live shows. Not this. This isn't why I have live shows, but it's one of the reasons. I feel like I can ask things in a non-judgmental setting.
Yeah.
I would love to talk with some, like, I don't know if I have any friends who are real connoisseurs of it either. Well, maybe Madison is. She knows it pretty well.
It's a niche. It's definitely a niche.
Yeah. Like
I don't have the guts to ask. So thank you guys for telling me.
Yeah. I need to have one where I just let someone like explain it all for me.
Yeah. It's kind of daunting if you don't know. I don't even fully. I just know the dynamics between alphas and omegas. I have no clue how beta is.
Yeah.
I will know because I'm reading. I got recommended one, so I will report back.
You pass it on to us. Pass it on to us. Your knowledge. Give us your knowledge.
I don't mind a beta though, in general, because so many alpha romance. I'm an alpha male. It's like that's tiny dick energy.
Yeah, but it's also
it's not the same in alpha and omega.
Not the same alpha and beta though.
Different.
That's what we mean. Like that's a term for like, you know, male or female, like alpha beta. Like they have a sex role or a role in.
But I've seen it in a lot of like even like paranormal stuff is like, oh, I'm an alpha and I'm so macho, and it's like this is peak tiny dick energy.
Well,
and like makes me
it means something completely different.
Yeah, but there's also alphas who are literally the leader of a pack. You know? Like Presley Cole has alphas.
Yeah, but there's a difference. We're like, you know what? Okay, let's talk about big dick energy for a minute.
Okay.
Here we are. Because like I feel like I define it differently because so many people put it in this like alpha aggressive thing, and I'm just like, that is tiny dick energy for me. You want to know what big dick energy is? Like, oh, I'm gonna rescue a hurt bird. Like,
oh yeah, energy. Absolutely.
Well, or I'm gonna walk into your car in a dark parking lot. Big dick energy.
Like chivalry.
Big dick energy is not talking about your dick or doing anything that shows it. That's what big dick energy is. That's what I'm attracted to. I love
like
it.
Silence, like, you know, like I'm just gonna sit back and relax because I'm tired of like getting up and having to carry around my big dick all day, you know?
Well,
like
it's that but it's that thing of just like you have respect for everyone, they have respect for you, but also you could crush them like a bug because you have
it. So
you don't care. Like
You
that's
don't
where
need
like
to.
I like reading. I did a video once where it was like women with big dick energy.
Yes.
Those are rare.
Ooh, I love that.
We're not actually
Those are
talking about a
rare.
penis. We're talking about like
Well, exactly.
It's like
That's
the
like the BDE
yeah.
because if you have to say you're an alpha, you're not.
exactly.
Because alphas don't say it.
That's true.
You know, like I
Like,
just
a lot of people like these alpha hole romances, and I'm like, this is tiny dick energy. Like, tell me, he's gonna be a lousy lay.
yeah. But like
Period.
I've read quite a few alpha holes, but the alpha holes like they don't say that they're alphas either. Like they can be that and not say it. Because
I know, but any of that aggressive behavior, just like I'm
Yeah,
such a top. I'm such a top. Okay,
Gotta
maybe it's me.
because I love a dominating present.
You have to read Feral Sins by Suzanne Wright. You would like. I don't know if you read that, Amanda.
I have
That
not.
has like two dominant.
Bonkers.
That's
The
what I
first book,
like, though. I want two tops going at it with each other. It's a
'Cause,
rare
Jen, I
thing.
think you read it, right?
Oh yeah, I read the whole series, friend.
Yeah.
Whole series. Binged it.
Okay,
Well,
I'm
but
out of the
literally
loop,
first
but
one-
like I would like to read
But
that.
literally the first one is they're both alphas, but she has
Yeah.
the suppressed alpha gene, so she doesn't like it hasn't come out. But they just are like at each other, and it's so great because
It's so good.
they're wolves to give themselves into submission. They literally have to like fight their partner into it, but
Yep.
they're both doing it because she's like, I'm an alpha too, so you going
like,
all alpha
yeah.
isn't gonna do it.
It doesn't work.
There's a
I
difference
loved
between
it.
holding someone down because you're trying to dominate them or holding someone down because they're into it.
Yeah. Okay. Are we going back to Christmas? Are we gonna
Yes,
do
Christmas,
a
let's Christmas.
Maybe. I don't know. But
DoorDash-
anyways, BD
my
is all about
DoorDash is
confidence
coming
and
with dinner
cockiness.
soon.
We can catch up on comments and we're going back to Christmas.
Okay. I was like, I have all the rest of mine are novellas, so we could do like rapid with these.
I only have 2 left and they're
Yeah.
full length. Okay, is it my turn? I think it's my turn.
Yeah, I think it's your turn.
So, a recent release, A Very, Very Bromance by Lisa K. Adams.
Okay.
I really like this series. I feel like I'm not preaching to the choir here, but like I enjoy it. This one, I wish it was smuttier, if I'm going to be honest. It could have been hotter, but
The
like,
whole
you know,
series
it's like country music bad boy and like immigration attorney who's from like a bourbon dynasty. And then they have to like, how are the crazy kids going to work it out? And there's also, you know, dealing with like past family trauma, etc. But like, I feel like this is like a BDE book because he's not very like loud and in your face. He's just like, I'm gonna relax until your brother starts running his mouth, and then I'm gonna punch him in the face. I'm like,
here for it. I mean,
I love this series.
I loved books 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 went downhill, and then this one, I'm sure it's beautiful.
I'll give you
I
that.
couldn't get through it because of my mood, not because I thought that one was bad. I read the first 2 chapters, and I was like, oh, I'm not in the mood. I can't do it, so I put it aside because
Fair.
I don't want to just push through it and give it a bad rating.
Yeah,
for
the
no reason.
second one is
I'm
so good.
Yeah, I'm the queen. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. And then I was so excited for the couples in both 3 and 4. And book 4 just shouldn't have existed. It shouldn't like
It's
for
not
the
the
story
best.
they were telling. What are they doing? What are they doing? Like I
We
liked
brought in, so much suspense and did nothing with it. I'm right there with you.
Nothing. There was no smut in that book.
There's like a human trafficking subplot, and they did nothing with it.
It was heartbreaking. So that's why I think part of it is like I was so excited for this one because this was a country music singer, right? He's a country music singer, and I was like, oh, I'm into it. And then I read it, and I'm like, no, I feel like this won't be what I want, so I'll just wait, and maybe I'll be in the mood someday. But
someday,
Lisa K. Adams, like this series started out so strong, and like it's not even about the book club anymore or all the goodness. So I'm like, but I'm glad you liked it. That's my point. Like I'm just on the poo-poo on shit over here. This is me.
like I don't think it's like stellar where I'm like, oh my god, but like I enjoyed it.
But it's solid. It's solid.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna give us. All right. Here's one. This one is probably the spiciest one on my list. Now that I'm looking at the list.
Okay.
Okay.
Gifting Me to His Best Friend by Katie Robert, which is
Katie Robert. I'm gonna believe you. But what was it?
Yeah, I believe that.
Yep. Gifting Me to His Best Friend. So it's one of her taboo treats. And oh no, it's delightful. So it's a married couple, and their friend is coming to stay with them for Christmas, and they share. But not only do they share her, they finally give in to their feelings for each other too, and we have a good. And then by And then like they invite him to be in a relationship with them. And I love it. Katie Robert makes it work for me. She makes
She
it work.
does polyamory.
She's
And
good.
is able to somehow have these hot, just alpha guys who also can make it work. Like there's no, like they don't get in their way. They don't get in their way. And like there's some hot scenes in that. And it's so short.
I'm
It's
right
so
there with
quick.
you.
Yeah.
She does
I love it.
I believe
polyamory
that.
very well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
I'm
She was
MMF more than MFM.
Yeah. Oh, I don't read MFM.
Oh, yeah.
If I get an MFM, I boo
Everyone's got to
because
bang each other.
Well, yes, exactly. But not just for that, what you said, even though that's really what I want. But I don't want a relationship. No, I don't want any relationship where we're not all in love with each other. And for me, that equals
Yeah.
fucking. And so when I read MMFs, it's also I don't like reverse harem where there's no MM. Is I'm like, I don't like any book where one person is the center, even when it's the female getting stuff. Like, I don't like that because
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not an equal thing. Like we're not all depending. What I loved and Katie Roberts started for me, which is why I have high expectations, is that it's a firm, strong base. Like each person needs the other person. If you take one away, the triangle like teeters over. Like we don't work anymore. Even if you start it with a married couple and you add someone in, by the end of the book, I better believe that you couldn't take that third person away by the end. And that's what I love about, that's what the difference between polyamory and a threesome is.
Yeah.
We're going to have a threesome for a novella or something, fine. But if you're going to write a polyamorous relationship, they need to be together. And that's why like reverse harem, I don't like those when they were going through. And it's just like, she gets to bang whoever and each man gives her something different. I'm like, no, because no. I mean, other people can love it. People can love it. It's great. But if those men don't need each other as much as they need her, I can't do it. So anyway, that was my thing. Like why I think, yeah, Katie Robert does that so well in her books that are in her Wicked Villain series and in even her short little spicy ones. She makes me believe that we all like need each other somehow. And that makes the sex even better when they're just like so into each other. Like, oh my God, that's why I'm saying it. The Beast is one of my favorite books she's done because Gaetan and Beast, like their relationship is, I love it almost more than anything.
Wait, I need to read that series.
I haven't read this one. I know she did the whole thing with like Disney villains, but like,
yeah.
So is Gaston the Beast and Belle?
Yeah, Gaetan.
That's how it should have been in the original.
Like
it should have been all three.
Yeah, he's not in these.
Robert does him well, but in like, I'm thinking Disney musical.
Hold on. In these ones, he's a bratty bisexual.
Is he a bratty bottom? Is he a bratty bottom?
He's a bratty switch. He's a switch.
Katie Roberts, queen.
So, like,
Katie Robert knows how to do it.
But it's so powerful. And there's a scene in, I can't remember if it's in this or in one of her like shorts that she made for patrons, because I was in her patron for a really long time. There's a scene when Gaetan finally like fucks Beast, and I cried. Like I literally cried because it was this perfect trust between them. But yeah, in this one they're like both like punishing her, but really Beast only agrees to the punishment because he's going to convince both of them that all three of them need to be together. And I love it. I love it.
Like, I'm going to wait for the right moment to spring this on everybody.
I know.
But Gaetan is a bratty switch, and it's beautiful. So
I love that. Katie Roberts.
So good.
I'll just have
Katie Roberts a genius.
This is my worthy opponent.
I haven't read enough by Katie Roberts, if I'm being honest.
Me either.
So many polyamories.
I don't have the last two.
I like that. It's like a good bridge if you haven't read like LGBT type romances. It's a great segue right into that genre.
Everything.
I had only started reading like gay romance maybe like 6 months before, and then I had stumbled across I was trying to read more of Katie Roberts' backlist, and I stumbled across her Thalanian. I can't pronounce it, but that's a prince and his bodyguard, and then a woman too. And I was like, wow, what is this? I don't think that's the best MMF I've ever read, but it was my first. And what I've read since then is the other person who does great polyamory is Sierra So Sierra Simone and Katie Robert do the best. And I believe everybody loves each other. And so when everybody fucks each other, it's not just because, oh, I'm throwing like spiciness into this. No, it's the same way it is in any other book. Like it's emotional and beautiful. And also there's lots of toys used in the Wicked Villain series. So
Anyway, I'm gonna be reading that. Like, I'm gonna start that tomorrow.
Okay.
All
Charles, your turn. Give us a book.
Okay, so I've been saving this. Like, I love this author. I have an unhealthy obsession with this author, Olivia T. Turner. Basically, any of her Christmas novellas, they're all the same setup. Hero sees a heroine. It's insta love in the first 2 chapters, and then they just bang it out for the rest of the book. And it's just rinse and repeat, but they're like candy to me. I can't stop reading them. She
You
has
should read Lindsay
2.
Sands then, if you like book candy.
They're just so quick and so addicting to read. She does have some audio that she just push out like randomly every now and then, but it's like if you like Jessica Kane, but you don't love the crazy bonkers plot, and you just want the steam, that's Olivia T. Turner.
Also,
I already told her. We're good.
Okay.
I answered. They're on Amazon.
Okay.
They're on Amazon. They were her Kickstarters, and then
there you are. I'm like, why am I putting it on screen?
Oh no, it's yep, they're available. They're on there. They're beautiful. I still need the last 2, but slowly. They are expensive because they're beautiful hardcovers, and like they have the like the hard back of these.
Okay.
It's like
so production value.
Yeah.
Like she worked hard on these, but I loved it that she did this because in the time with everyone putting out discrete covers, she did clinch covers for her books that had discrete covers, which
I love a clinch cover.
I would like.
I feel like
discrete.
I bought a hoodie with a clinch cover on
cover.
it. Like I love a clinch cover.
Oh, me too.
I kind of like the discrete cover trend from like a business standpoint, because like if you make it pretty enough, then like you just have like 4 different editions of the same book. Like, I think
absolutely. But
I think it's genius for business.
This is the thing that I mean, Charles. They should call it an alternate cover and still
Instead
always
of
offer the male cover. This is where like I could spiral because like Sarah Kate's series, which is all about sexual expression and accepting kink and all these things. It's getting these, I'm sorry, I'll say it, they're ugly ass covers that are a copy. Really? They're a copy of Dark Olympus. Like it's the same company and they literally have the same colors and they're weird objects that don't even have to do with the story. And they're taking these beautiful, sexy covers. And again, the series is about sexual expression and acceptance. And they're slapping this ugly cover on it. It's honestly, it's disrespectful to me. I'm happy for Sarah Kate because she made a shit ton of money off that deal. And I'm very happy for her. But I have my gorgeous copies and I'm like, I get really heated about it because I don't like the term discreet. It's pushing us back into needing to be ashamed of things and like call it an alternate and offer both covers. Like, why can't we have twice the goodness? You know, like I have my covers of both of all of Sophie Lark's books. I happily have double the covers. I will pay for both if I want them, but calling it discreet and then taking away the sexy cover is like, you know, it's like when we took Joanna Lindsay and we put her behind we made step backs now, which is fine. To both worlds, right? But her covers, they were on the front, you know, it was on the front and then it became a cover and then it became, we got rid of that. And then we went back to sexy cover. Like it's all a thing. It'll come back around again.
Yeah. No, it sounds like the, you know, unconscious signal that like female sexuality is bad.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, but the other side of the coin here is that like, even though like, I don't give a fuck, I will read the smuttiest book I want in front of everybody. Like, I love a clinch cover. I don't give a fuck. I'm a classy lady who likes to read her porn. Thank you very much. So, but like that being said, I also think like, you know, the alternate cover should exist for people who maybe aren't as bold as I am.
Yeah.
I am an extra motherfucker. So like someone who is less extra can still read this book and enjoy it, but not have like it in everybody's
not have a broadcast.
I completely agree with that. I completely agree. I just want us to stop using the word discreet, use alternate or, different or
Mm-hmm.
non-sexy. Like, no, I don't like that
Clean,
word.
like a clean cover, would that work?
No,
No.
it's the same.
No, I would just.
Same.
I think Jen, you're right. Just
Say
alternate.
alternate. Just say alternate.
Alternate.
Offer it. It's when they don't like. Why is there a problem of offering both? Like, why? Like, print both of them, or if you're because like the indie authors will do that because you can have 2 listings for your book available, but they don't like to do it at the same time because then it divides your ranking or whatever. But remember, there was a
Yeah.
time where Anna Huang was ranking with both covers of her book because they were going.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But anyway, that's another thing that I make is like it'll come back around again. But I personally, I will buy every cover of a copy. You know what I mean? Like I have books that I have 4 covers of. Like there are special book boxes, and I get these beautiful books. Like, look, I just got this is my 3rd copy of this book. I'm gonna keep buying them. They're gorgeous,
Mm-hmm.
Or I have 3 copies of Sea of Ruin. Give them to me. But when the industry and people use the word discreet, I just get real feisty. And I'm like, shut up. Do not tell me discreet. I don't need
We found like the I'll fight you button.
I know.
Oh, it is. But anyway, sexy covers are nothing to be ashamed of. And I mean, I get the argument. I can't make it because I've never had to be shamed for the covers of my books. I don't live in a place where I will be shamed, so I understand that. But it just feels like I'm being forced to hide how bold I am about it because some people are shamed. And I'm like, that's not the same thing as someone needing an alternate cover for safety. I don't want to use quotation for that. Like people I've heard from my viewers who say they need that, but they're also the people they're not buying romance books anyway because they're reading them on their phone or their Kindle because even if they had the physical book and it had a basic cover, someone could still look in it. If you were honestly doing it for safety, you're not buying the physical books. You know what I mean? Because it's not safe if you've bought it and you have it, So anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did it again.
No. I'm right there with you.
I agree.
I fight for that here. My like tagline at the Book Refuge is there's no shame in what you want to read. I'll make the taboo videos. I'll talk about the pegging. I'll talk about the threesomes. I'll talk about it. I'm here for it. So when people want to be like, oh, I won't read it because of this, I'm like, well, then do you really want to read it? Like, because the percentage of people that are actually in danger because of it and not fighting shame are 2 different groups.
It's 2 different things.
And the percentage of people that are actually in danger and are reading romance, first off, more power to you. And I love you for it. Keep going. They're not buying the book and then needing it to be less than what it is because they can't own it, So I just think it's people wanting to say, I need it for safety because they're ashamed. And it's their own issues that they're ashamed, not because anyone else will shame them. So,
well, okay, we're going to get into like a deep subject here. I don't know if this is the right place for it, but even like going back to the beginning of like mass market produced like romances where they were like painted and they were chosen by men painted them.
Yeah.
And it has like a definite degree of shame to it where it's just like, look at this smut. Like, let's make fun of women's desire. And it's like, maybe because you're not satisfying women.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw that out there. So, tiny dick energy. We're back to that.
Right.
But it's, like,
and
I
these
think
were made to fit in your pocketbook where you.
Yeah, for me, it's just like, no, I'm taking this back. It's just like, no, like I know my way around a dick and I'm going to read about it. Like I am fun. Just putting it out there. But
yeah,
I don't know. Like I'm also very extra. So like the things that I'm comfortable with, I don't want to impose upon others and their comfort level. But
that's why
I think the whole idea of calling it discreet is like a level of shame and that shouldn't exist.
I can only police my own words, and that's just why for me that I'm actively trying not to acknowledge discreet when it comes up because I don't want to use that and be accidentally like confirming it on my channel. You know what I mean? In the same way that there are other words that we don't use. I'm not trying to make this like I want discreet to be a dirty word that we don't use because I would like it to go away. And just just stop it. Like, say alternate. That's what it is. Then an alternate cover. Or, you know, you have the cartoon cover or whatever, but don't call it discreet. Like, I need to be discreet because, like, I don't need to be discreet.
Yeah.
It's the bookstore cover where you're like, I want to sell copies
Exactly.
to people in a bookstore, and they're not going to put like a literal dick on a cover. So, you know, I get it. Make your money.
Yes.
Like, do the animated cover.
Yeah.
I love that for you. Make your money. You're an author. You deserve to be paid for your art.
Yeah,
it's true.
Like, that's what and that was my, like, that's why, like, I've kept more quiet about it this year, where some of my other friends were getting more angry, and it's just recently that it's really started to bubble up. And honestly, like, the Sarah Kate covers were the last straw for me, because I agree with you. I was like, she made so much money off of that, and I'm so happy because that series, I love it. I'm so glad that we're getting 2 more books in it and that, like, she's getting it. But then I saw what they were going to do to the covers, and I was like, this is a disgrace for me, for you to go from Daddy Emerson. I can't even get him right now because of that. But you're going to go from this beautiful cover to a shoe.
A shoe?
That's a big difference.
Yeah, it's the Praise one, you know, with the beautiful suit that he has. Like, the one, it's the pink, like, glow light and a shoe. What does a shoe even have to do with it? Because she's his secretary? Like, pick a symbol that has to do with the book. Like, at least do a pillow. Like, she kneels for him a lot, and there's a pillow that's hers. Like, do the pillow then. Okay. Why did you do a shoe? What does that even have to do with anything? Anyway.
I don't know.
So I was just like, again, I'm not mad at Sarah Kate, but I'm really disappointed in Bloom that is, or I mean, that one's Source Books. And I'm also like, Source
Bloom
Books
is publishing it?
Covers. Yeah. I'm like, Source Books, you're already doing these covers with Katie Robert. And I made a post where I showed Neon Gods next to that cover, and I showed Wicked Beauty is the green with the apples, and then there's like 2 green diamonds are on the cover of another one. And I was like, you are already doing this color scheme. Why? Like, why?
Like, I think we all agree.
That's the trend for all their covers.
Yeah. We're fine with alternate covers and like mass market appeal. Get your dollars. We're all for that for authors. But like, we don't like the idea of shame being involved. Yeah. Where like somehow this cover that like says, hey, this is a sexy book, is somehow shameful. Like, I think that's the main problem we have, not the fact that they're getting paid. Like, yes, make your mass market appeal cover. Yeah. Make your money. I love that for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But just like, I don't like the shame-based culture around it. Just, I don't know. I have said it before, I'm equal opportunity perv. Like, if you're hot, you're hot. So like, I like a whole vast majority of things. Yeah. I love it. You know, it's just like, I'm very laissez-faire with things. If everyone's consenting, great. Yep. Well, my food's going to be getting here soon. Do we have other ones? Okay, I have one book left. Let's wrap this up because I don't want you to have cold food. I also told Gregory to get me Taco Bell because I've been drinking, and that sounds amazing.
That's the perfect
Taco Bell has been in many of your drunk classic.
It has, but like, here's the thing though. Like, I just said this on Monday. It's like, I'm not eating for my health. I'm eating for my mental health. They're different. Mm-hmm.
I ordered Chili's because it's my last night before I go on vacation, and I'm not cooking anything else. So
I lucky. Yeah, I love Chili's.
Okay. I don't even know if it's my turn, but I'm gonna go.
Go.
Okay. My last book is one I haven't read yet, but I'm going to start it tomorrow, actually. So that is Kiss Her Once for Me by Allison Cochran. And this is in FF Holiday Romance. I think she's dating this guy, and then she falls for his sister.
Oh. All right.
I think she had a one-night stand with his sister previously, and she's dating this guy. It's like a fake dating situation. She comes to Christmas dinner, and she's like, oh shit, this girl that like banged my brains out is here, and it's his sister. And then like romance.
Okay.
You got it. I hope that's spicy. That's what I want. I want some spicy FF.
I feel like it won't be spicy. I know her other book.
I want it to be.
I get let down by Sapphic more than anything else. Yeah. It's like you made them Sapphic, and you're telling me they won't bang. They don't have any rebound time. They don't have to worry about getting pregnant. You're telling me they won't bang each other's. eyes out. Like, come on.
You know what? Okay, you know what? This is like maybe controversial, but I really liked it, which is Love and Other Disasters by Anita Kelly.
Okay.
Although this is in it's a woman and a non-binary person, but they bang the bejesus out of each other and its own voices. So the author is non-binary as well. So like there is talk of like what genitals are which, but like I don't know, because like with a non-binary love interest, you're supposed to be talking about genitals because that's very gender specific.
I mean,
but like no, they bang the bejesus out of each other in public.
If we're fucking though, I would like to know who's munching what. So
yeah, like it's like specific to that area, but like there's so many other things about this character being non-binary. But like no, like they're up against the wall, and on the other side of the wall is like a lot of people. Like,
oh my gosh,
they are banging the bejesus out of each other. I really enjoyed it.
I'd read this. Sorry, this is not Christmas, but I need to tell about it real quick. I'd read this like novella that it was like a change up from something I read in Mafia a lot of times, right? It's kind of like a Beauty and the Beast scenario in Mafia where like the dad owes his daughter, so you have to go with him and blah, 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 whatever. Well, this one was a husband owed a lot of money to his boss, who was a woman. And the woman wanted his wife. So she literally got him into trouble on purpose so she could offer this deal to get to spend a month with his wife.
Like an indecent proposal?
Yes. And so it's a sapphic, like that scenario. I'll have to, I think it's called, I can't remember. The author is like Honey.
Miss Steal Your Girl. I love it.
Yeah. But the boss, the hot banging boss, literally like steals her employee's wife. Because he's obviously not a great husband.
You know, morality excluded. I love that for them.
Well, and it was great too because she's like, you sold me to your boss, so I'm going to enjoy every damn day that I'm here. Because all the boss wants to do is
I'm assuming this woman is also consenting.
She does not force her into anything. She's just like, she tells her when she gets there, she's like, I've wanted you since I saw you at like the holiday party this many years ago. And all I want to do is give you pleasure. If you're into that, come to my room wearing this thing and blah, blah, blah. Like that's how it like.
Come to my room, open him up.
And that's like, you know what? I know I'm married, but like, he's the one who gave me this.
But fuck that guy. No. He sold you to his boss.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You can do what you want at this point. That guy's always an asshole.
Well, you're the one who said there's consent issues and stuff. I'm like, there's not.
No. I'm just saying, like, if she was sold into this, but she didn't want to be there, that was my concern. If she's like, oh, he sold me and he's a fucking piece of shit, I'm gonna fuck his hot boss.
I read dark romance, so she definitely could have been. But
I'm going from like rom-com perspective.
No. This is not a rom-com, but neither is there anything forced. It's all consensual things, and it was very hot. It was very hot, and I loved it. So much. Cherry Bomb. Let me look it up before we go. Let me look it up so I can tell people.
Okay, we're getting the title of this one.
The author's name.
Thank you.
I missed something. Shoot. Gosh, I don't know if I remember it.
So that was my last holiday romance on my list. I know, Jen, you only had a couple more than me.
Yes.
Charles, I don't know how many's on your list. But like, you know what? We're going to come up on the 2-hour mark in 12 minutes. So I think we're going to like wrap this up.
Yes. The last one, like I'll mention, because other ones were like historical novellas that don't really connect to other things. But I wanted to mention The Midwinter Mail Order Bride by Katie Wilde. That one is exactly as it's.
I read that one
because it's a midwinter mail order bride. But I found it. I'm sorry. It's called Don't Tell Me No by Honey Channel. I knew it was by Honey, and it's a Sapphic writer, so her name is Honey Channel. It's one of those.
We get it.
But it's hot. It's called Don't Tell Me No.
Okay, and it is on Kindle Unlimited. So if you have Kindle Unlimited,
and it was really hot, really quick. All consensual things.
Love that.
So highly recommend.
But you're leaving this loser guy for someone who makes more money and is the boss and knows her way around a vagina. Like, I think she's coming out on top here.
She literally just wants to make her sugar baby. So
it's a good job if you can get it.
That's
like,
good.
No, I'm not shaming sugar babies ever.
Would it? I mean, I don't know. I mean, if there was
By
a
the
hot
way,
older
in case you
woman-
guys were wondering, I drank half this bottle today.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Well, this was so fun.
Charles,
This
do you have any
was-
more books? Do you have books?
But
Well, we're losing Amanda. We are losing her.
oh my goodness, Amanda's gone.
So
Um,
Have you seen me? I look insane.
okay,
I want
have
you to
two
film
more.
the video.
I'm the right
I
amount of drunk.
know. I have
What
two
else?
more. I'll just say them really quickly. One is A Humbug Holiday by Lane Hayes. That's an MM Second Chance romance. And then if you want something just short and spicy, there's what is it called? It's by Deanna. No, it's 12 Days of Fmas by Kenya Wright. It's a
Wait,
mafia
like
soft
Fuckmas?
kidnap. It's bleeped out for Amazon, but it's like the 12 Days of Fmas.
We know what they're doing.
We know
Like,
what it
so
is,
it's
but
12
like
days of fucking.
By
What
Kenya
are 12
Wright,
days of
huh?
Christmas? There's so many birds. Like, stop accepting presents. Like, what are you gonna do with all those birds?
So,
Anyway,
like,
sorry. I have an advent calendar. I've been thinking about that every day.
so it's basically like that. So for every 12 days, he gives her a present. He gives the heroine a present, and the way they meet, I think like she's working at a club, and he's like going there to collect money. It's mafia, and he's like, "I like you. How much for you?" And she's like, "Wait, I'm not a sex worker." But he's like, "But you're coming with me anyway." So soft kidnapping.
Soft kidnapping.
It's soft kidnapping, and just if you look at the book, the chapter titles are absolutely hilarious. Like they
Okay.
correspond to the gift that he gives her. Really cute. Really. I think
Is
it's
the
like
gift his penis?
no, but there's some sex toys.
It should be.
Oh, I
There's
found
some.
it.
It's a
I mean,
good
most
read.
of the time, a dick is not a gift, but like
Part
maybe
of
in
the-
Christmas land it is. Like
Oh, it's part of the Triple Xmas.
Triple
series.
Xmas.
But they're all standalones. They're like
Yeah,
the
they're all
romance
different authors.
novella.
It's
Yeah, they're all
an author
standalone.
conglomerate. I like
Okay.
it.
I love that. I love all the smutty holiday delights. I think I'm the only one to put a Hanukkah one in here. Like I know there's
You are.
Holly Jelly Diwali, but Diwali was back in September, so I didn't put it in this list.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I wish I knew.
There's also
for sure,
the new one from this year. I didn't grab it. I got an arc of it, but I didn't end up reading it. But it was a Sapphic Jewish one where there's like a Christmas tree farm, and like one of the ladies is like super butch. Like it looked really good on the cover. I can't remember what that one's called. But I got
Everyone
something
in the comments who's watching right now, if you have any alternate holidays, we did a lot of Christmas. Let's be real.
Mhm.
Christmas romances are dominating the market.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're also looking for other ones. Like I don't think I read a Kwanzaa related holiday romance. I'm sure they exist. I haven't found one. Or Hanukkah. I have one on the list. I don't know where it is. Hold on. Mind you, I'm so Christmased out here, but I just read The Matzo Ball by Gene Meltzer.
Yeah.
I wish
Yeah.
they fucked in it. They don't fuck. They had
The J-
candlelight and 8 days of fucking. Like wasted opportunity. But anyway, like if you have alternate holidays and you know of any like books,
Mhm.
please
Yeah.
leave them in the comments. I would love to read them for next year.
that Julia Wolf one is Hanukkah. The 8 Cozy Nights. And her books fuck. So Lexi, I don't know if do you mean the ABCs of love that we're gonna do next year? I mean that's what
I did see that announcement.
Yeah,
Oh,
lots
yeah.
of there's room for both of you if you want to. You can pick by the
Okay.
tropes which books you
Okay.
want.
Let
I
me
got
know
Jackie's
what you're
video.
reading.
Let me know.
I saw the A and B, but I don't remember what they are right now because I have been drinking.
Me
No,
either.
you're okay. You're okay. I have to go through my half of it because since like they're all authors, none of us know. Like there's only 2 authors I've ever even heard of, which I'm
Okay.
very
Okay.
excited. I'm very excited to try all these new
Yeah, I
authors.
feel like X would be a hard one.
But we explained
What it
them.
would be.
Yeah, it's in there though. There's
Oh.
good. They did a good job. None of them seemed like crazy names either.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
The xylophone. Make it sexy.
but they did the FF fam one. In the event of love. Oh, I literally don't know, Lexi. I have no idea. In the
So
event of
we're
love?
thinking it might be in the event of love.
To love.
Oh.
The FF Christmas Tree Farm Hanukkah romance, which is
Oh,
like
no.
so many things all in one sentence.
It's not that one. That one looks cute though. That one's a second chance one. That looks adorable, FF. No, this one, it's Hanukkah and it's pink. The cover is very obnoxiously pink. I will say that.
Okay.
Anyway, anyone wants to know, I have a watermelon near me.
The X is literally XOXO, which is perfect. Like for the ABCs,
Oh,
it's XOXO.
Okay.
okay, that's smart.
Wanting which. But anyway, this was so much fun.
This was.
I'm a little drunky man, and I have a watermelon in.
Why do you have a watermelon just right next to you?
I have 3 watermelons near me.
All right. That's
I think that's a good time to wrap.
Jen's got let's tap out of this.
My boyfriend wanted to make Christmas baskets for people, and he's like, I also brought things that weren't candy, they're fruit. And he bought watermelons, and I'm like, who gives a watermelon for Christmas? I love him. He's the best.
I mean,
he would also save a baby bird. I'm just saying, big dick energy for my boyfriend.
I mean, I would like getting fruit for Christmas, so I don't think
he put apples and pears in it. Like he bought so much fruit and also candy. Like he made great Christmas baskets.
I love it.
That's cool.
On that note, hi everybody. We have been talking for about 2 hours now, and it's been a Christmas party. We've talked about so many romances. I have been enjoying it. Jen, I know your food is going to show up soon, so I want to let you go.
Yeah. It's also
happy holidays, everybody. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out.
This was fun. I love it.
This was really fun. Thank you for having us.
I feel like that's related, though, to the Julie Murphy, Sierra Simone one.
Interesting.
It could be. They call it Merry Inkmas a lot. Because the band was called Ink. They're like former boy band members.
Yep.
Maybe. Anyways, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Thank you for enjoying the holiday season with us. I had a great time. I'm going to go film a video after this. Gregory is not home with my Taco Bell, but I think I should eat that before I film something because, I'm a mess. Killing it, everybody. It's the holidays. Whatever. I'm going to have a good time. Anyways, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. And I think we're going to wrap it up on that note. So yes, if you guys have any other holiday recommendations, let us know in the comments, especially anything that's not Christmas. I think that's the key here because we got tons of Christmas romances. We want other holidays. And on that note, we are going to say goodbye for today. And then happy holidays. It's currently Hanukkah. It's going to be Christmas soon. It's going to be Kwanzaa soon. Whatever you celebrate, I hope you're having a good time. And on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. So goodbye, everybody. Links for Charles and Jen are in the description down below in case you're not already following them. I feel like we have all of the same subscribers. But just in case, they're in the description down below. All right, bye.